And we are live.
What it do? What it do? What it do? Now I ain't gonna hold y'all. This has been a great couple of weeks for me. First, it was leading up to my B day, which was great. Then we had Jezebel's B day, which looked like a lituation. Did you enjoy yourself, boss bitch
I
Jezebel?
I definitely did from Puerto Rico to Atlanta. I mean, my cousin, she did the damn thing with me, so it was fun.
Yeah.
I had too much fun.
I was looking at the photos and I was like, I ain't never been to Puerto Rico, but thanks for taking me. I like to say that I've been to trips through. I like to go out to places through pictures because I don't really like traveling like that, right?
Mhm.
Now it's not that I don't like traveling, but I like to have like go in, do my work, and then get out, right?
Right.
So usually I think that I'm too weed stricken, right? Because I get there and if I run out of weed, party's over, right?
Uh
And I'm
huh.
always like thinking, am I gonna run out of weed when I get down to like the last 3 5? I'm like, oh my god, it's time to get back where I gotta go.
Um, you're gonna find weed almost everywhere you go in the United States. DR was kind of hard, but in Puerto Rico, we came across some good shit, which I told you it was cool, and you know,
Now, I was, I'm a story stalker,
uh
and I
huh,
see you. I see you was at Magic City.
mm-hmm, yeah.
Now, I've only been to outside of Magic City. I've never been inside the doors. How many times you been in there?
That was my first time. And I was just, we weren't impressed. I must say, the hype. I guess probably because we've
It's
been
probably
to
gone now.
No, probably because we've been to it. We're about decor too, so we're thinking Magic City was
Oh,
so grand
decor.
and like, oh my gosh! And we got there and was like, this is
It's a
what
hole.
this is what everybody was talking. Like me and my cousin was literally sitting there like, this is not what we thought it was going to be. The dancers though. The dancers in Magic City, okay, yeah, they do hella tricks. I love that. But other
Mm,
like the setup and stuff, like I like Blue Ivory better. Blue Ivory
mm.
is bigger, it's prettier on the inside. Magic City was packed. The people next to us was throwing like hella money. Like I'm talking
Right.
about, I got a paper cut on my toe from how many dollars they was just throwing everywhere. Like real shit. Like other than
Yeah.
that, it was
That's
just
amazing. That's amazing.
you know.
So now, while we were partying and enjoying our weekend, right? And enjoying our weeks and enjoying our time, there was one thing that happened, and I want to play this video, and I want to know if y'all can hear it. Put up, listen, dog. Some shit that came to my attention that I ain't even know nothing about. Corday, I fuck with you, young nigga. You got a nice style. I fuck with your shit. You be positive and all that. But you a wild nigga for not putting the real ones from motherfucker Superman in that video. You motherfucker stood up at our store. You motherfucker did a joint in front of your building. You ain't hit nobody from around here, son. Nobody. You ain't even bring the kids out. That's disrespectful, bro. Don't use our neighborhood for your game. These is just morals and personal.
Hmm. That's interesting. Hella interesting. I need something to put my weed on. Six? Hello?
Yeah. Did y'all hear that, or did it go out?
We heard it, but then you froze for a little bit. Hold on, I need something to put my ashtray on.
So before I froze out, I don't know what happened there. There was a DMV artist upset because
What's
why
his name?
I want to say this is Big 3-0. I want to say this is Big 3-0. His page was shared. His video was shared by DMV Hood News. Shout out DMV Hood News. They seem to be always getting all the rapper stuff and sharing all the stuff in the DMV. It's pretty cool. However, this one here was hilarious to me, right?
Uh-huh.
Now, we had Big 3-0 complaining that YBN Corday had no right to shoot his video in front of their store in Suitland, in front of their neighborhood, and not invite anyone out, any of the kids or anyone. Now, I shared this because I wanted thoughts and opinions, and most of the people shared my thoughts and opinions on this. Who the hell is Big 3-0? And why does he think that YBN Corday, or Mr. Corday, we should say, has any obligation to reach out to anyone to be in his music video? I mean, we don't know stipulations behind his music video or what prompted him to shoot his video at that location, but he is a PG County native. I mean, do I know how many PG County artists I see shoot a video in DC at the MGM, um, at the Harbor, meaningless locations. I've seen some even come down to Atlanta to shoot videos, Miami to shoot videos.
Okay.
I didn't see the locals.
So I would play devil's advocate right now.
Yes.
Okay, so I feel like if you are an artist that produces music for children and you promote positivity, why not invite the children out from said area that you're going to shoot your music video? Um, if that's what you're about, or if that's what the song is about, or you know, I would feel like, or if you brought kids from somewhere else and shot the video here, then I would be like, well, damn, why would you bring kids from a whole nother area when we got kids here? If he did not do that, then why do we care? You understand what I'm saying? Like, me personally, I just feel like if he didn't bring kids from somewhere else and shoot it in Maryland without inviting the kids from Maryland, then there's no problem at all. How do you feel? Six, I can't hear you. All right, y'all. Six, go come back. But we're talking about the artist that said that YB and Corday um, was disrespectful for not including natives in his music video. How do you guys feel about that? Do you think it's wrong? Should we care? Is it disrespectful to us for people to come in and shoot videos here? I mean, is it wrong for us to go places and shoot music videos? I don't know. I don't think it's a big deal. I really don't. Where is it? Long ass week. Long ass week. Hold on, guys. We're just waiting for Six to come back. There we go.
So,
What?
I don't know what be going on sometimes, but you know how the universe gets on me when I be going crazy. But what's funny to me is YBN did not have nobody in the video.
Okay.
People that followed YBN knew about the video and they showed up. People that didn't know about it didn't show up. However, my thing is this, and I understand that you can feel like you want people to be this big persona and bring all these people out to show everyone unity and we are one. But I ask people, what do we want? Are we asking for attention for the people or
Yeah.
attention for the area?
Hmm.
Because I don't know what that man's thing was behind his video. But
Yeah.
maybe his video didn't cause for any scenes with a bunch of kids running around. Or it didn't cause for a scene with a bunch of my hood behind me. I mean,
Hmm.
like you said, Mr. Big 30, he wasn't outside, which
Yeah.
prompts me to question who are you to determine what outside is? When did the DMV become the West Coast?
Like as far
Someone said on my page he has to check in
with
with the
who?
neighborhood. and and I felt like, you know how when a turtle falls on its back and you know it can't get up? That's
Yeah.
how I felt when I read that comment. I felt like I was on my back and couldn't get up. Like, we're checking in Maryland now? When, where, how, and who are we checking into? I promptly would like anyone to let me know. I don't know what the rules are. Maybe the rules have changed in the last 3 months. I don't know.
You know, that's funny because we had that conversation in Puerto Rico. We was talking about like who would people have to check in with in Maryland. Like, you know, like Detroit, there's certain people you check in with.
Right,
And it's not more so of a check in, it's just more so of like a heads up
right,
kind of sort of like, hey, I'm coming through, y'all, you know, whoop de whoop de whoop. But
right.
it's a free country. So really, you don't have to tell nobody when you're doing anything if they don't actually own that specific spot. And
Hey,
where were you when he was shooting his video that you couldn't tell him that then? Like, if you are so
post it
knowledgeable
up.
about what goes on, like if you have some say so on your neighborhood,
Exactly.
you would know what's going on in your neighborhood and be able to shut that shit down right then and there. I
Look,
don't think going to social media and you know saying
ranting for clout.
it's done. Isn't the video done?
Yeah, it's out. It's out and popping. It's out and
So
popping.
I
I
just
wanted to
think
know. I wanted to ask Big 30, did he want to be in the video? Personally, maybe he wanted to be in the video.
yeah.
It was kind of like one of those misguided rants
Mhm.
where, like, I asked this right: if Shot Glizzy would have done that, you know what I'm saying? And I use Shot Glizzy because he's like one of those gangster rappers, right?
Mhm.
But you see where I'm going here. If Fat
Yeah.
Trail would have done that, if Big Flock would have done that, you
Mhm.
know, would his bass be a little? Would his bass be so high? I mean, listen,
I,
I I find these things interesting because I have all these questions because no one questions what these artists are doing when it's their creative expression being expressed. This seemed to be more so of you're in my neighborhood and you didn't grow up here, you wasn't outside, so you can't shoot videos outside in a spot if you wasn't posted up there. And
but
that
wouldn't that
to
shit
me,
light? I think wouldn't that shit light on your neighborhood? Like, shouldn't you be glad that somebody's like,
hello, we are now we are playing on the same page,
yeah,
right? Because it's only gonna bring light. It's only gonna bring light to you, to your
mm,
city. Like, I mean, let's just be real. You haven't, right? So what do you thought? and you thought that that was your moment. And I get it. We gave you a couple of moments here on Rolling with Success, Boss Biz Radio,
Mhm.
and Big 3O. I want to say that's Big 3O because I remember seeing him in person a couple of times. But it's just very interesting that your target would be YB and Corday. That's like, I mean, damn. You might as well start talking about KD for posting up and coming to the city and not calling every kid in the world and telling them he coming to the city today to do a press run, right?
Yeah.
I mean, anybody, everybody. If you come to the city now, I'm guessing Big 3O is saying the check-in is with the kids. So we have to check in with the kids and call all the kids so the Big 3O can be happy. And that's that's that piece. I would like to see what that area does moving forward with this. So I want to see what they do moving forward. You know what I'm saying? I want to know if that area is doing something, anything, what I'm saying, even.
Mhm.
Now, Jezebel,
Don't come for me. Do not come for me. When
Jezebel,
I got the message, I was like, he doing this, but I didn't even get a
you,
chance to
you know what? This
listen
is
to
on
the
purpose.
entire thing.
This is on purpose. Because the universe works. Boy, do the universe work. Now, you asked me last week about Mr. Umar.
Dr.
You
Umar.
right. I'm sorry. Dr. Umar Johnson. Now, let me tell you what's funny. I know a guy, right, who is just he's just a pastor. But I never seen him do college, never seen him do high school, never seen him do anything. Just a pastor. But one day he said everyone comes to see me be doctrined. And we all came to the church, and there was some guy there giving him this. Now you're called doctor now, right?
Uh-huh.
And I looked at this and I said, wow, I can be a doctor and not do anything. I can actually obtain the role of Dr. Success. Now, a lot of my friends call me Dr. K, but, I don't go bragging about that. But one Dr. Umar Johnson chose to take.
Leave Dr. Umar
Hey,
alone.
listen, no, 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 no,
Leave him
no,
alone.
no, no, no. I wanted to. Remember, I said I don't speak about this guy too often. But then, what happens while we are celebrating our B days and having a good old time? He finds a way to attack yet another man, yet another black man at that. Now, I already said I have a huge problem with the guy. I mean, when I think about Dr. Umar Johnson, I think about like someone running through a cornfield, falling, and all of the corn becoming one big ball, and that's like a corn ball, one big corn ball that we can call Dr. Umar, right?
No.
Now, let
No.
me tell you something. I get
No.
why. I get why. I
Don't
get
you
why black
dare.
women. I get why black women support Dr. Umar Johnson as opposed to Kevin Samuels. I totally get it. And what I want to say, guys, before I get into this piece, I am smoking on some Zowers right now, which is a mix between gelato and sour diesel. Now, I don't know how blessed I got to find this, but I'm thinking it's because I was blessed enough to get this good old shirt from Sex Sales Clothing, which
Uh,
is clearly, guys, make America bake again, right? I love it. Now, they didn't coin that slogan, so I might coin it,
okay.
but they sent me this and I'm like, of course I'm gonna wear this. Like weed in America, it's my thing, right?
Uh-huh.
But that's what I'm thinking that Dr. Umar Johnson is experiencing now. Too much weed in America. To attack Kevin Samuels because of his positions on, might I add, y'all, people ask people's questions. I mean, like Kevin Samuels is just scrolling online and looking at some girl's pictures and roasting her up and down the internet.
Mm-hmm.
She's jumping on his platform. She's asking him questions, and he's answering them honestly based on the questions and the answers that she gives.
Okay, hold on. Are you talking about the guy that was talking to the girl and told her that she's average
Yes,
and
yes, yes.
that she needs to date men
That are
that
average. Yes, men that are
okay.
average.
All right.
And
Okay.
he
Okay.
he
All right.
also told, and let the record show, for the record, he also said this to a man, right?
Mm-hmm.
He also gave the same advice to a man who was trying to reach out of his area. You know what I'm saying? Now I don't know if he helps these people. I don't know if he hurts these people's feelings. What I do know is there's questions that they ask, and he gives the honest answers, right?
Okay.
Now, I like to say on my show, I say things that are brutally honest.
Right.
And Jezebel, you back a lot. You say a lot of things that are brutally honest too. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't want one Dr. Umar Johnson coming to crucify me for attention. I mean, one minute you want to build schools, one minute you up for all black people empowerment. Now, if this is your stance, and I believe that his stance is black people empowerment,
Mm-hmm.
why would you take that platform to down one black man who's doing nothing but the same thing? People empowerment.
So I didn't get a chance to watch it. So what did he say? Because we
So let
got
me
to be
break.
specific here. So what is it that Dr. Umar is criticizing Kevin Samuel for?
So let me break down. Let me break down the good old, right? Mr. Umar Johnson, and
Dr. Umar.
you're right, Doctor. I don't know why I keep saying Mister, but I am
For
going to. I
purpose.
am go. I am pulling up the video so that I can be correct in what he actually said. Now, what was hilarious to me is that when he said it, I immediately thought to myself, everything that he's saying is not the first time it's been heard was not from by a man. A man was not the first person to say these things. And
Uh-huh.
this YouTube clip did a very good job. This YouTube clip did a very good job of breaking down all the other fine, powerful black women that have said these things that were just kind of what I like to use reiterated by one Kevin Samuels. Now, a lot of people, I want people to understand, I by no means am a Kevin Samuels.
Oh, okay.
Because I've
All
been
right.
getting questions. And here's the video about these black male life coaches, these uncredentialed, uncertified, untrained, YouTubian black male life coaches. I'm not here to knock nobody. But he did. I'm disappointed in a lot of my sisters. Mm. I am disappointed in a lot of black women because I thought that our sisterhood was evolving to a place that would not tolerate. What? I thought black sisterhood was evolving. He's doing his Dr. Umar thing. That would not tolerate slander and degradation of black women on any level for any reason. I thought, black sisters, that you guys were getting to a place, you sisters, you queens, my beautiful black goddesses. See, this is y'all like. This is y'all like. Evolving to a place where you would not approve of. He's pausing. He's amazing with this. Eurocentric slander. He's self-pausing. Eurocentric. What the hell is Eurocentric slander?
Like basically saying that you're just average because you don't look a certain way, and you know what Europeans look like. So
Okay.
All right, so I he's mad at Kevin's. Well, he's not mad at Kevin Samuels, but he's basically saying you're making money off of telling this black woman she's not good enough. The world is already telling her she's not good enough. So you should sit there and tell her, like, uplift her, as opposed to tell her what you honestly think, which
Yeah.
is what you honestly think or what society may honestly think.
Yeah.
Like, she already knows that. So I think he's just like, instead of telling her that she's average and she needs to do this and da da da, you should have sat there and been like, oh, you're the most beautiful thing in the world.
But
Even
see,
if you don't think that shit. And
but
that's
see, that's the problem,
that's
and that's why
not
it,
cool.
if and that's the problem, right? Because where you use your platform to
Uh-huh.
want to cater emotions to make people feel good and sunny about themselves when they're in a bad place, right? That's
Right.
like here, Boss Biz Radio. If an artist comes to us, right, and he's
Uh-huh.
like, hey guys, my songs on all platforms and you know like go listen to it, go check it out, and you're like, all right, cool. Did you post it online? No, I haven't posted it online yet. Are you performing? No, I'm not doing any shows yet. All right, like, are you promoting the album online? No, I'm not doing none of that. All right, you know my question: who you with? Ask I be mad. None of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, eventually, I'm not gonna be like, "Good job, you doing everything. You great. Keep moving." You know what I'm saying? Especially when he's trying to add. He's telling me, he's showing me that he wants to be in a position where music is life, and I'm
It,
not gonna gloss it.
it's different. It's kind of like telling black men that it's not hard for you out here. Like, it's kind of like, okay, so when it comes to culture and skin color and all of that other stuff, Dr. Umar is just as bad as the rest of them, because if you're making money off of preaching, whatever, then that's not right. But I think for him, he's just into empowering the I want to say the ones that the less fortunate or the less praised or the less, like in the blacks community. I
Now
don't know
look though, but think about this,
why he's
Jezebel.
so mad at Kevin.
Could his could his methods of uplifting and empowerment be the reasons why so many people are still down and not actually empowered and uplifted?
No, I don't
It's
think.
similar to the church, right? His methods is similar to the church, just in his own way.
I just, like he said, he's a pan Africanist, and he's like really, really into like black empowerment or black power. So he doesn't subscribe to the Eurocentric,
Methods.
right, which is um like, he doesn't, basically he's like, why do you have to be like, why do you have to be white to be better, or why you have to be lighter to be better, like, why isn't, what I'm saying, why can't we, like, he hates black
Right.
women that wear perms or that wear weave, and he's like, why can't you just feel like you're enough? Is it because on TV you see this stuff, or is it because of this, like, like, why is it that when we get money, we don't put it back into our, like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
and it's weird. It's weird. People like that because, okay, now let me ask you a question. Is he a doctor by college, a college degree?
No.
So he believes that the title doctor is a status, right? Of knowledge. So is that not considered something? Is that, although it's not, maybe not Eurocentric, but that is not some type of centric way of thinking? I mean, the same way that he's already adapting in his mind that I have to have a certain name, I
Mhm.
have to dress a certain way, I have to talk a certain way to be assume a certain status. But yet he's telling you that you don't have to dress a certain way, a tone a certain way.
Well,
See, like,
I think it's more so like when it comes to black women, he just feels like black men don't love black women enough, and it's he just feels like that's just his belief. Everybody's
mm,
entitled to what they believe. Now, when he sees someone like Kevin Samuels telling a darker black woman like, "Hey, you're just average," it's like, damn, like why is she average? Is it because of her skin color? You know what I'm saying? Like if she
no,
that's
he clearly told her why she's average though. It wasn't because of her skin color. It was because she's 35 plus with
with
two
kids.
kids, you know what I'm saying? And a job where she only makes about $100,000 a year. So like in a regular world, that's average. Like the thing I like about Kevin Samuels is he forces you to look at yourself and evaluate your real situation so that you can actually start working on something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
Yeah.
it's quick. Mind you, this isn't this isn't a, this isn't the Kevin Samuels experience that people are on. They're not on a whole journey with him through a week or month where he has time. They're
Mm-hmm.
on a 30-second, a minute, you know what I'm saying, platform where they ask their question and get his piece. And it's quick like that. They don't have time to be, hey, yeah, but look, let me tell you something. You're beautiful. You're a great person, and you're
But
great.
but you know there it right now it's like all this it's very like a sensitive time. So instead of Umar looking at the facts of what Kevin Samuel said, you know what I'm saying? He just looked at it like, oh, here you go, putting down a black woman, like da da
Yeah,
da
like
da, whoop de whoop de whoop.
what I want to happen, Jezebel, is because this is how you would settle this. Because what we realize is people that we call bad people, like tens, people that we call tens, don't call it to those type of platforms. You're not gonna catch them on that type of platform.
Mm-hmm.
People that want to be tens are on platforms asking, "How can I get a 10? Why am I not a 10?" Right?
Right.
That's obvious.
Yeah.
So I
That's
like the I like the challenge a
true.
10 to go on there and
Mm-hmm.
and talk. Someone with a family,
Mm-hmm.
someone with, you know what I'm saying, all these things together. You know what I'm saying? Because instead of challenging him, Dr. Umar, find something to prove him wrong. Prove it wrong by showing us another way. But don't down another man when you talk about black uplifting and you are attacking yet another black man. You attacked LeBron, and that was retarded. That's the damn king, and now he a Laker, so I gotta
um,
support him. That's my
mm,
dog. Don't care too much for him if he ain't a Laker. But nah, man, Dr. Umar is done. Now, seeing as how we are talking about black women empowerment just now, right?
uh-huh.
That brings me to another interesting thing that was happening while me and you were celebrating our tourist turn up, right? And
Um,
see, you gonna be partying to the whole month, right? Now, I gotta wind it down because this world gets crazy when
God.
we party. Serena Williams pictures were posted and she was looking a little light, a little bright, than usual. Now, the wife said it was makeup. A bad makeup artist made her look white. Now, I think it was a little bit more.
Well, when you look at her neck and her hands and stuff like that, or her chest area, you could tell it was a bad makeup job.
Yep.
That's pretty much what I think, and that goes into makeup. Who does your makeup? I really don't care for people that don't reflect me to do my makeup because it's very hard to match to our skin tones. You know, like
Yeah.
when you're darker, so whoever did her makeup could have been someone of a different ethnicity or it could have just been somebody that just started because you knew that did not match her skin tone. Then
Mm-hmm.
on top of that, there was no blending. It looked like she had no lashes or eyebrows. It just looks
Mm.
like a whole entire Mess.
Everyone that follows me on Facebook saw my post where she was looking a little Michael Jackson-esque.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a good laugh about that. There was some people that was a little mad at me for posting that. I was said that I was attacking black queens, and I like people to understand that. Don't take my laughter for her goatship. She's still the goat at tennis. Now
Mm-hmm.
everybody keep trying to put her in the goat conversation of Ada's all time. I'm not going that far, but she's the goat at tennis. Now,
Uh-huh.
but this was an interesting conversation because Serena also said, and I think that this is actually, uh, I don't think that this makeup is actually her. I think that this is all backlash, the internet's backlash from her allegedly saying that white men just treated her better and were better for her, right?
Oh.
So I think that the internet threw this whiteness on her face
Uh-huh.
as a joke to that alleged comment. Now, it's
So where's the real
hilarious.
photo?
The real photo is actually posted on my page as well
Okay.
with her. And although she is glowing, you can tell that there's a hint of internet jokery on
Oh,
here. But
that's
it
fucked
brought,
up. That is
yeah,
so fucked up.
you
Like,
know, like,
why would they do her
you
like
know, it was a guy. You know, it was a guy, right? And it's probably because this brought up an interesting topic in our community, right?
that? Mm-hmm.
Because black men have been scrutinized for a very long time. Even Kanye West put it in his lines: "When you get on, leave that ass for a white girl."
Mm-hmm.
Now here's Serena Williams, the GOAT, the greatest of all times, openly saying white men treat me better. And the internet was furious because women did not say anything.
Because it's true.
And that's why she was attacked.
And but when I say it's true, I feel like I'm not gonna say I don't know because I haven't. I've dated like El Salvadorian. I've I didn't have no serious relationship with any Caucasian people, but I have dated casually with Caucasian men.
Right.
So I don't know if it's true that they treat you better, but what I will say is that black men don't value black women as much as they should. That's all.
So and it's no argument on that because you're a black woman and that's your experience, right?
Right.
But I ask a lot of black men, do you think that she respects the fact that they're white, or what their status has allowed them to have that you just don't have? It's really, when you really think about it, a black woman or any woman that's outside of their race respects the man outside of their race more. A white woman
Mm-hmm.
respects a black man more than she respects a white man because she feels a little differently, and a black woman respects a white man more. And it's not like a slave
We're
mentality,
gonna
but it's
talk
like, oh, he has
statistics.
things.
We're gonna talk statistics when we get to this because just real quick, when you reach a certain level, there's not that many black men up there on Serena's level.
Correct.
Understand that. There's only a few. And like Kanye said, when you get to that level, you're not looking for your own. You're looking for status. So while the woman that's up there is looking at the black man, he's like, "Oh no, like I'm up here now. I can have whatever I want. Why settle for you when I can have whatever I want?" So that's just, I think what it is when black women reach that level of success, it's not that many to choose from, and the ones that you may prefer or the ones that you may be attracted to may not want you because they're looking at something else. So
Yeah, you're right.
that's
It's
kind of.
funny. Like, it's so funny that you said that because you hit it head on. Because I asked this guy, real popular guy, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I consider him wealthy. And I asked him, I said, so why did you leave your wife? You know what I'm saying? And he
Mhm.
said, well, honestly, when I married her, I had nothing and she had status, and I wanted status.
Mhm.
So I married her because where I came from, women like that wasn't around. But as
Mhm.
I grew and I got bigger, I started
Mhm.
realizing that I can get any woman I want. And
Yeah.
I was like, wow. It's all about, so like, that's the thing. I don't know. I don't see it too often, but black women black women is not gonna don't really usually be with white guys that's like in the hood, no job. You know what I'm saying, hanging out and shit like that. The stereotypical black guy that they try to put on us, right? But the thing about it is um the accomplished black guy is not glorified enough in our community by our black women. You
That's not.
know, nah, it's
I
not
just had
like.
this discussion yesterday with somebody, and basically what I told him is I've known him for a long time, and I told him back in the day, like when you were up, you chose to go across the line. You wasn't checking, you wasn't looking back, and just sitting around certain black men that are educated, that have certain status. Sometimes when they look at black women, they think, of course, like, oh man, she gonna have be on welfare, she got kids, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they think less, you know what I'm saying? Subconsciously. Sometimes it's not intentionally. But I just had that conversation yesterday. Like,
But even that, and listen, but this is think about this. Think about this. Status for status for black people, not just women and men, but I mean not just women or men, but for black people, status creates a certain power. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? And it's
Mm-hmm.
like take this show for instance right now, right? The
Mm-hmm.
minute that we crack 1,000 subscribers, we like we moving now. The minute we
Yeah.
crack 1 million subscribers, we be like, when we
Mm-hmm.
crack 10 million, it's gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like that status creates a certain power, and a certain thing that you do, right? So
Mm-hmm.
now you think about look at popular figures. Look at a Giselle, right?
Mm-hmm.
During all football season, she's posting Tom Brady, Tom Brady, Tom Brady, Tom Brady. Now, like Sierra does it, but Sierra kind of doesn't count because Russell's the breadwinner and he lives like a white man. So she kind of has adapted like a mentality like a white woman. Like I'm gonna keep my husband happy. Like she probably got those other like rich quarterback moms because they white when they're making that money. She probably hang with
Mm-hmm.
all those rich white quarterback moms and they're like, girl, you better post it. You better share that video of him working out. You know what I'm saying? Showing that support system that she didn't show Future. You know what I'm saying? Like she wasn't all like,
She
oh,
didn't know better. She was young back then.
no,
Like,
no, and it's not that. Trust me, listen, it's not a no better thing. It's a status thing. It's a respect thing. If 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 a black female got with a black billionaire or a black millionaire, right? And he had a company, she'd be, oh, hoorah, his company is the shit. This company is the thing. But when it's a nothing company and he's trying to make it, she don't want to be associated if it's not successful. She very rarely shares it. Like her friends don't even know the nigga rap. You know what I'm saying? The nigga got to stalk her friends online and spam all her friends and shit. She's like, your man sent me his video. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn,
yeah.
why you sending the video? You ain't posted. They
That's,
arguing about this shit. You know what I'm saying? And
mm,
these things, like, so it's amazing how these things work out. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
still, like I said, because black people status equals power, if you bring your wife up with you or your girl up with you,
Mm-hmm.
look at all the new rappers that we have right now. They're all girlfriends of the producer and or
Mm-hmm.
artist that brought them along, and they stayed down, and their
Mm-hmm.
girl got in the booth with them.
Yeah.
Their girl shared enough of their songs, twerked in enough of their videos. They finally put her in the booth and let her do her own song so they could start eating all together. You know what I'm saying? Might as
Right.
well, since you're gonna be always underneath of me, might as well have a record so when we go on tour, you doing something too, right?
Yeah.
Duh. Win-win. power couples are made. That's how power couples are made. Contract relationships are made, right?
Right.
So we look at this thing and we like, damn, how can we build this? How can we keep this? Because if the internet did this because no one said anything about Serena Williams making that comment allegedly, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this was a funny pun back because we all know all our brothers have been under attack for years for going on the other side of the fence when they make a little bit of success. And like you said, the percentages is
It's
very rare.
facts. It's not
Yeah,
even.
yeah, the
It's
percentages is
simple
very rare.
facts.
The
Look at
percentages
the
is very rare.
numbers.
But it's even more it's more rare that in our communities, you know what I'm saying? I mean, look at T.I. and Tiny. They tried for years to make it work where she was just like a supportive role, and that almost killed them. He had to be like, look, do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Sing, go on tour, like whatever. Because she felt like I have a certain power too, and your power is holding me back. And honestly, with I think all men that just doesn't really work. I think Chinese men might be able to take it a little bit more. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? But I don't know. I don't speak for all men. I said that I wish that there was a woman cheat book like Steve Harvey wrote Think Like a Man that was supposed to be like the man's cheat book. I
Mm-hmm.
want one of you women and Jezebel, get this, you got to get this campaign started. We need a woman's cheat book. We need a woman's cheat book, and then they need to make it a movie so that everyone can watch it and we all can have an advantage. Because this isn't fair the way that we moving out here. It's not fair. It's not fair.
You're definitely
Now,
right. I
I'm
might
like,
consider that.
huh?
I
Yeah,
said
that's
that's
a
a good idea.
yeah. We need like listen, like one of my friends told me that they don't want that because men are argumentative. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, shit, fuck that.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, people are argumentative. There's women that thought Think Like a Man was stupid, but then there's women that
I
actually
love
live
that.
by it. Yeah, there's some women that actually made people wait 90 days, and I can't believe it.
I
So
mean,
now
hold on, wait. Let we not gonna skate on it. What's wrong with waiting 90 days?
I don't know. Like my wife made me wait a long time too, so there's nothing wrong with waiting. But if you're waiting only because that movie told you to, then that's like mind fuckery.
I don't know. Some people wait and be disappointed and be like, "What the fuck I wait for? Ruin the whole shit." Like now you don't want.
Math, that's mind fuckery. Now, see, like I gotta listen. I want to tell everyone out there, and this is way off subject, but because it just got a little leaked out right there. If you are with someone and you waited an amount of time, and usually to Think Like a Man say 90 days or more, if you've waited and the first time is trash, y'all owe it to yourselves to go a couple more rounds because that was excitement. And y'all gotta understand that whoever had the better experience was the most excited. You know, whoever was the worst one was the most excited. So you got to go a couple rounds and work that out. That's a success tip. That's a success cheat. You know what I'm saying, guys? This. I don't usually talk like give that type of advice, but that was something that y'all need to know. Like, don't get down on yourselves, ladies. Don't get down on the man. Give him another round. Give him another round. Like Chris Brown say, throw in that Chris Brown, that Fat Joe, fellas, and let it go. Another round. Let
No.
it. Oh no.
But
You
then
can't.
you don't
You,
even know if you're going to even. I don't know. I
you
don't know. I
can't.
think you can
You
wait.
can't. You can't go ham on the first day because that's not going to last long. That's actually going to make the whole thing fizzle out. You gotta yeah, you gotta have some type of like anticipation. I do think that the time frame should be when it's comfortable on both parties. But you know, you got to do it a safely manner now in 2020 21. You got to
Yeah.
do it in a safely manner because you can get stuck in the friend zone. You'll end up that cash app guy or that cash app girl. You end up just that place to sleep at and that place to get some weed and drink and smoke at and shit. You don't want to end up like that. Like so now it's a little weird. Like I recommend everyone, you know what I'm saying, Who you been with, stick with them, love
Mm.
your people. Stop trying to find new people to fit modes and fit agendas and fit priorities because you guys, y'all got to understand it's a psyche of people that unites us all and connects us all, right? Because these are
Right.
just bodies. Like these bodies, when we die, they're gonna go in the ground, and our inside psyche and our inside soul and spirit is gonna go somewhere else and get to start over. Maybe some people think it's gonna go to heaven. Some people think it's gonna go to hell. Whatever the case may be, the body doesn't even matter. Our psyches, the way we think, our ideologies, the things that we share with people, the way we think is what's going to live on for a
Mm.
lot of us. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta start changing the way we think because subconsciously, what we do that we don't understand and don't know is we generationally put things in our generations and we put stuff in our family timelines that we can't put out by
Mm.
some of the things that we do. You know, trust me, I made a few mistakes in my own life, but you'll never know. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all one thing that is interesting to me.
What?
When it comes to people, right?
Uh huh.
We all want the same things in life, or I could actually narrow it down to the same thing in life.
Uh huh.
Now, whatever that thing is, the idea of what it's called when you reach it is the same thing, right? So, if in this life we're given cheat sheets, blueprints, instructionals, education, you know, people that have done it, I call it sneezes. Yeah, I know that's my little funny word I like to use. But if we're given these things to be exactly what that one thing that we want to be, why don't a lot of us follow it?
I don't think everybody wants the same thing in life, so I don't know.
Well, not the same thing as far as I mean, you may want to be the biggest
No, everybody
uh
is successful, or everybody don't want to be better. That's what I mean. Like overall,
what,
not just specific things. Like there's
so
some people that's just like,
fuck it, man, yeah. But like, you know what I even those people that are just like, yeah, when
mm-hmm,
you really sit down with them and find out what their thing is that makes them go,
mm-hmm.
they've given up because they don't feel like they can reach it.
Okay,
Whatever that thing that they want it is.
mm-hmm,
Right? Which which gets it's like someone that wants to sing. You know, me for instance, I used to want to sing badly, right? I mean, I sang in church every Saturday because I grew up a Seventh Day, well, non-denomination Seventh Day church, right? Now every Saturday singing in church, every Friday night singing in church, school concerts, school plays up until like the ninth grade, singing my ass off, right? I would sing anywhere until I was 14 years old. I actually sung at this funeral, and when I was singing, all my friends started laughing at me in the back of the funeral, right? Because it was one of our young friends' funeral, so his mom asked me to sing at it, you know, real cool. And when I got finished, all my friends was laughing at me in the back of the funeral. And it was really that day that I said, all right, I'm not going to sing no more because I don't want to have to beat my friends up, right?
mm-hmm.
So luckily for me, a friend of mine was like, "Well, you know, why don't you rap, right?" And I was like, "Oh wait, I can, I could rap. Let me try that. You know, let me
Yeah,
see that because I really, I wanted to sing, but I wanted to do music. You know what I'm saying? But I think singing was my thing because my mom sang. You know, so you just want that thing, right? But
yeah,
but nevertheless, where I was going with that is we all have our different things that we want, and anything will discourage you from it and make you deter from it if you don't have an ultimate goal of what you really want in your head. Now, I
right,
mean, yeah, I may have wanted to be a singer, but I really said to myself, I want to be an artist. I want to be the best in the world. I want a Grammy. That's my goal. You know what I'm saying? But to me, when I reach that Grammy, it's not just reaching the Grammy that I've gotten, right?
yeah,
It's not just selling records that I've done. I've reached a level of success,
okay,
right? I've
right,
reached a level that I think. I've made it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If a person that's watching this show right now wants to make it to general manager of his job at Target, when the day you get that white shirt and that button on your name and that say general manager, you can
Uh-huh.
say, I made it. You call your mama, right?
Yeah.
Like we all want that one thing. And we have blueprints to get these things. You
Mm-hmm.
know what scares us the most? Yeah, peace and happiness. You know what scares us the most though? The narrative that we're followers.
I mean, but don't everybody follow something, whether it be their faith or
Exactly. But you know what the problem is with people? When it comes to our paths to success, only a very few want to be able to acknowledge or are able to acknowledge people along the way. I said to myself, have you ever met a person with so much talent, but everyone hates them?
yeah,
And then there's a person with hardly any you would recollect, but everyone loves them.
yeah,
You usually see the guy that with less talent everywhere. And
yep.
you're asking, why you not out, bro? The guy that no one likes, he's like, fuck that shit. Fuck them. Fuck that. It's like,
Oh my god,
damn.
that's so funny. That's so true though.
It's scary because I was doing parties and I
Mm-hmm.
had this one artist and he said, I want you to host my party and I want you to really like, shout me out, put me on and things like that. And I said, all right, bet, I got you. So I'm gonna play your record about once every hour in the club. And then when I'm playing a drum, I'll be shouting you out and shit like that. You just fuck
Mm-hmm.
around and make your rounds in the club, right? So
Okay.
I'm playing this record. Yo, 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 my man in the motherfucker VIP. Y'all already know. Y'all know. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit. He the VIP like that.
Yeah.
So everybody think he's security.
Uh-huh.
Nobody even know he the artist. They think he's security. They looking at all the other people turning up. They think they the artists and shit. You know what I'm saying? He missed his moment because he was unlikable. He's unlikable. But then
Yeah.
you take the same artist and you just put them in the room. A different artist, you put them in the room, they glow before the music even play. No matter
Mm-hmm.
what they say when they get on stage, everybody's fucking with them. Like,
Yeah.
nah. And I'm like, okay, this person has obviously seen a blueprint. Well, all the successful people are likable.
Yeah.
All the successful people do this. But
Mm-hmm.
where is it that people get off this path is when they
What the hell? Every time he starts talking about some serious stuff, like this is some spooky ass shit, y'all. I think I'm just gonna spark my J. What the fuck? That is spooky as shit.
yeah,
Is
you
it
already
a
know.
ghost or something? Like, what is going on? Like, every time he
You know, like
starts talking about some serious shit,
I
it's
already know. Like
like,
I'm realizing now. I'm realizing now it's powers at work. My mom told me she says I have the power. I've had this gift to really like. She calls me like some type of. She thought I was gonna be some type of preacher or something like that, right? I say
mm-hmm.
nah. I really do more like motivation and uplifting people and speaking to people. And she's like, yeah, that's a pass. I said nah, mama, don't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But I tell my mom, I say, Ma, I like to just talk about anything and everything. You know what I'm saying? But in the reality and the realm of things, I like to get people, I want people to look at this like real live. Like, why are people so prone to be worried about being looked at like a follower or giving acceptance or paying homage to people that pave their ways? Why have we molded our mental that success is built on me making it my way or doing it my way?
there's only, I mean, but everything I think is like I think it's about adding your own thing to it.
Of
It's
course.
nothing wrong with, I wouldn't say that's following if you are using something as a guide, but you're still adding your own to it. It's only following when you're following the exact, like doing everything the same.
Right.
But
I
I
mean,
don't.
like, the thing is, you don't have to. You don't have to build. You don't have to build your inside your house the same way, right? But if you skip the steps of putting down the ground, the walls, and the roof, then you've already lost. The rest you can do whatever inside. But
Right.
that part you have to follow, or you can't call it a house. I
Right.
mean, I don't know what you could call it. Some people would call it a structure being built, right? But
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying, and that's what I ask. That's what I implore a lot of people to do: the foundation, because that is what we have to live on. Now, my mom asked me an interesting question, and I told her I was going to talk about it today on the show. I don't know if she's watching or not, but she asked me, did I feel like I was brought up on a good foundation, right?
Mm.
What was interesting about that question is, Jezebel, do you think you were brought up on a good foundation?
Yeah.
And when she asked me the question, and I told her no. But then she broke down the foundation, and she was 100% right. She said, well, what about the fact that I built you up on religion, God,
Faith.
love, treating
Mm.
people proper and
Um,
respect and things like that? And I said, well, yeah, ma, that's that's it. Those are those are good, structures,
mm,
like good beams that you're
mm.
supposed to put in a house. But then I said, now, mom, in today's world, what we know is that a good foundation, right? Why I said no? Because we know now that love and religion is not the foundation that is that builds success.
Uh, I, I beg to
those
differ.
are those are things inside the house. Those are things inside the house. It's good. Like, it's like if
What
you
about
can look
moral?
at it,
What about morals and
those
stuff
are
like
things that's like furniture. Those are like accessories, right? Because think about it. How many successful people have you seen without morals? Don't show any respect and no love, but they're successful. And by all means, when we say successful, when I say successful, I mean that at your current status, if you go, you leave the day or tomorrow, everyone in your house is good and taken care of.
that?
It's not going to take your family into the stone age if something happens to you. And I don't mean like that could be whatever. You know what I'm saying? That could be whatever you doing. Like, if you reach that level to where you could take care of your family and period, you're successful. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's what this world is about. Achieving and being able to divide and leave. Right? So
Right.
so now I ask myself, I'm like, well, economics, that's
Mm-hmm.
something that you definitely need.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what are other things that we would need? Like, this world is built on the idea of wars, winning and losing them. You
Mm-hmm.
know, preferably more winning, because that's what the big guys are taught. You know what I'm saying? But knowing to lose. You know what I'm saying? Fear and things like that. Maybe, you know, but these things are for these foundations that are needed. Like I told my mom, are based only on what you choose to do
Mm-hmm.
in your life,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because if your parents build you up, like I said this scenario, if your parents build you up to be a wood log, and and you're a cabin, and they're in the forest, that means that an isolated world. When I say a forest, I mean isolated, secluded from what's happening out in the world, right? And they build your house strong enough for that. But now you get to an age and you take your house to the city and you drop it down. Will your house stand in that city that you chose to now build in? Will you have to tear it all down and start to now build up to be successful and to thrive in that area that you lived in, not the area that your parents want you set in, right? Or imagined for you when they had you in there, like my little, you know.
Yeah.
I'm talking about your choices, because that's when you know if your foundation was good. And a lot of people, you ask yourself like, all right, some of us, most of us, I don't know, some of us went to college. You know what I'm saying? Most of us tried college. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of us just was like high school. What they make me do, I'm gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's on to whatever we're gonna try to do. You know, a lot of us now are jumping into businesses and starting our own businesses. And what I'm seeing in 2020 is, since 2020 COVID happened, is a lot of people that I never knew things were their interests
Mm-hmm.
are now showing, hey, this is what I want to do.
Yeah. Cause you got
No,
time. Everybody
yeah,
got.
yeah, and we're in an era now where kind of like this, the percentage of people that are, hey, look what I can do, have increased, right? So like back in our days, well, back in our days when I was a little tight, there was a little bit of people that if you say, there was that saying, if you jump off a cliff, if your friends jump off the cliff, would you jump off a cliff? There was that saying. But
Yeah.
now the parents probably say, if your friends jump off the cliff, you jump off the cliff.
Yeah.
You know, so you guys probably shifted in America now, right? I mean, everything is like, oh, if you can do it, I can do it.
Right.
And now we've caught that bug. Now, are we less of people because we've caught that bug of, hey, I want to do my own thing?
Mm-hmm.
Are we more of people because we've caught that bug? Hey, I want to do my own thing. But my thing is, I implore everyone to understand that foundations are important. Do we have those foundations and those structures that we put in place to really be successful in this game? And how are you even trying to learn it?
Yeah.
Right? If you are artist out here right now and you haven't taken care of all the steps to make sure that your foundation is straight, at least in just your music, then I really reckon how you living, I don't even want to question it.
Yeah.
It's like, it's probably very interesting. But like it's crazy because that tape was something, because me personally, I'm on a quest to find originality again.
Yeah.
Right? It is like it's weird because, Jezebel, do you know how hard it is to go places? It's like everyone has the same dress style.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has the same lyrics. Everyone has the same ad libs. Everyone has the same performances. And I'm like, I don't even want to hit the stage.
Yeah.
It's like, it's weird, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't know, as an artist or as a person who's trying to stand out, you don't know how detrimental standing out is.
Mm-hmm.
Because these are questions that you have to ask when you're saying, when you're making your mind and I want to stand out. These are questions that you have to ask. Is everybody in here like this because this what they like?
Mm-hmm. Or this is what's hot.
Is everyone in here like this because this is what's hot?
Mm-hmm.
Is everyone in here because this is the spot where they hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, uh, so many things. You
I.
already know what they say. Reasonable doubt get you
Yeah.
off.
Mm-hmm. I think with that, um, I think what artists should do when they feel like it's a wave and they're like drifting on that wave is take it back before the wave, but still include some new increments into it. So like I heard a fuck, I forgot his name. But he sent me his I think it was his project, his EP or whatever. And one of the songs, it was like I liked it because it took me back to like the 3 6 Mafia days.
Okay.
But then it still had me on some like future shit. I don't know. It was like
Okay.
3 6, and then it was like a mixture of the old but the new. And some people like whatever this wave is right now, let's say it's a 5 year wave or a 10 year wave, like if you take it like right before that, like
Right.
people they still enjoy that music. So I'm thinking when you're like when people feel stuck, just play with it a little, play with the eras a little bit. Cause people don't forget good music or good sound. So
Right.
I don't know if that helps
No.
anybody.
Well, like what's crazy is that's what the greats do. You know what I'm saying? Like the new DJ Khaled album has just dropped. And it was
Mm-hmm.
really just like a smash up of classics. You
Mm-hmm.
know, two classics in one and
Yeah.
some new rappers on it. It was cool because he's a DJ. That's what DJs do. But when I heard his album, you didn't hear anything new.
Yeah.
You know, um, of course, I was under fire about my criticism of Jay Z and Nas's track on that record.
Mm-hmm.
And I really stand by that, but there's neither here nor there. But when I start thinking about like even the new artists that are coming out, I walk into these clubs, you know what I'm saying? And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of artists send me their music now, and I'm guys, y'all got to stop spamming my inbox. Y'all got to stop because when I see a link of your music, I do listen the first time, and if I like it, I'll reach out to you, bring you on the show maybe, but
Mm-hmm.
I'll definitely you'll see this thing, you'll see these playlists, right? I got this one playlist called Bobby Bitch. I love it. That's my favorite playlist, and I add all my hot songs to that. You know,
Okay.
yeah, it's called Bobby Bitch. I love it. And then we got another playlist, DMV Quarantine. That's curated by J Money. You know what I'm saying? When we
Okay.
think it's hot, we add everything to that. That joint got over 70 songs on it right now. If we think it's
Mhm.
hot, we add it. You know what I'm saying? And those
Right.
playlists are actually like running, and like we share those playlists. We get followers on those playlists. And now like a lot of people like my Bobby Bitch playlist because there's a lot of hardcore songs on it from DMV artists. And I really like to put only songs from DMV artists on there. However,
Mhm.
I do have my favorite song, Bobby Bitch by Bobby Smurder, as the head song on that because that's literally one of my favorite songs. I don't know why that's one of my favorite songs, but I heard it
Mhm.
before he went in and I was a fan. And as soon as he came home, I was like, yep, Bobby Bitch is going to be the name of this playlist. So I changed it and put that song at the top. But that is another
Yeah.
thing. But that's what I do when I get your music, right?
Mhm.
So now I don't like when artists don't say or acknowledge that they tuned in on Monday. I
Okay.
don't see a comment on here. So why did you send me your music? You know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
mean, there's people that actually like tune in here every Monday, show us
Mhm.
love, and always showing us how to do what we gotta do, right?
Mhm.
Always giving us their takes on the show, what they think. Shout out to Tony, shout out to Shaq, shout out to Man
Yeah.
Man. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But when I see artists who are just trying to like soak up the things, I say, damn, they ain't following the blueprint. They
Yeah.
don't have the they're not following the foundation. I mean,
Mhm.
I shared a video of Lil Wayne talking about him and DMX. You know, he was showing giving his piece, and I asked everyone, did they hear the message in there, right?
Uh huh.
And everyone, no one really caught the message, right? So I had to say it. I say, y'all hear how they had to work outside of their collective networks and
Mhm.
build their own networks together
Yeah.
by supporting each other
Right.
and moving along. And
Mhm.
and then by then, look at them, megastars, legends, Hall of
Mhm.
Famers, right?
Right.
But then I see artists say things like my new label, my artist, my team.
Yeah.
But then I don't see your team, your artist, your label supporting any other team, any other movement.
Mhm.
And I ask myself, why should we support yours?
Facts.
What are you doing different? What are
Mhm.
you doing new? Your performance, you felt like because you came out, you do the same performance, you feel
Mhm.
like you're gonna come out, deliver the same style,
Mhm.
deliver the same stuff, and everyone should listen to you
Yeah.
because you're spamming. Well, I ain't gonna lie, everybody. People
Mhm.
ask me like, how'd you get so popular in the last 2, 3 years, right? Because
Yeah.
a lot of people don't understand, like, it has only been the last 3 years. Like,
Mhm.
that stuff has been crazy. Like,
Right.
before 2017, I was literally sitting on my couch on the basement, and I can say this because I don't do this anymore, but I was literally sitting on my couch in my basement contemplating how I could be the biggest drug dealer in Maryland. That's what I was doing in 2017.
What changed your mind, Six?
So let me tell y'all what changed my mind. My wife came to me and she said, what are you gonna do? And I said, I'm gonna be the biggest drug dealer in this area. Fuck
Mhm.
it. You know, at that point, like I said, everybody don't know. For everybody don't know, I got shot in 2013. Two young niggas tried to rob me. You know what I'm saying? Two youngers tried to rob me. And when I refused to give up my stuff, after putting up a little scruffle while running, they shot me in the chest, right? So that took me about a year and a half to even like get back, really like strengthen my right arm and shit like that.
Mhm.
So after that happened, I was really contemplating like, all right, why rap? At this point now, DMV was already making weed legal.
Mhm.
You know, I had already had a mean network mean network. I mean, we was doing all the pop ups, and I didn't have
Mhm.
to do nothing but just sit there, and that worked for itself, right? So
Right.
I became addicted and like adjusted to that lifestyle. I mean, no cap, we can make 1,500 an hour. You know, there was at times when like one pop up we'd make 1,500, go to another pop up make 1,000, go to another pop up make like 3,200, and that's all in one night, right? And then
Right.
next thing you know, we just home chilling. Well, one day I'm sitting there, and this is a flex moment. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't do this enough. But one day I'm sitting there, and we got those three bins, those clear bins you get from like Walmart. That they like drawers.
Okay.
Those three clear drawers. I had like two of them stacked up high, and my mother-in-law comes over and she's like, "Why are all of these filled up with money? There was nothing in them but money." And I didn't think to myself, this is a little out of control, right?
Right.
We are at this point where we're going out of control. So I ended up going to work for this job,
Mhm.
you know, and because like the wife said, what are you doing? Like you got to do something. You can't. So I ended up going to work for this job. I was this company's SEO for this
Okay.
company. And while being an SEO, of course, for people that don't know, an SEO is a search engine optimizer. And that's a person whose job is to get your company popping, no matter what, at all costs. You
Okay.
know, and they put fees behind these things, and it's our job to make sure that these fees are used the right way to be marketed and trending on all medias and all markets from Google, IG, Facebook, whatever, right?
Mhm.
So while doing this job, because this is something that you acquire over time. This is just like a skill that anybody can pick up, right? SEO
Right.
work, anybody can learn this. And I learned this while I was on house arrest, for all you that don't know, but that was in 2006. But that's another story for another show. But while I was doing this job, I'm sitting there with this old guy and his company, and he's giving me, he wants all these new future ideas. He wants this, he wants that, but he also wants an assistant,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I
Yeah.
said to myself, I'm nobody's assistant, right? That's what
Uh,
I told him. I
right.
said, I ain't nobody's assistant. I said, I'm cool with doing your SEO work, but don't ever think I'm your assistant. He's
Right.
like, what's wrong with being my assistant? I said, well, I don't run errands for nobody,
Yeah.
you know? And like my pops gave me his record label that he started in the 80s. He
Okay.
gave me his record label in 2009. And I was running that label. We were touring and doing a lot of things up until 2013 when I got shot.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened now was we're in this transition period where I'm battling with this guy at his office, his job, and I'm realizing, wait a minute, your phones are ringing, you know?
Uh-huh.
And because of how the SEO work is coded and because of how the calls come in, you know, that's how I had to get paid. I got paid based on the jobs that he was able to attract from my services.
Okay.
So what ends up happening is as his work is going up, that's why he wanted me to become his assistant because his workload was becoming too much. I was telling him, you need to hire an assistant. You can't just double work me because you're now getting work, you know? And
Mm-hmm.
he's like, well, I can't handle all of this. And I'm like, well, there we have a problem. And this is where my head went off because, guys, I'm a hustler first, right? I'm a hustler. That's just putting me through from my daddy, right? But I said to myself, wait a minute, I got your phones ringing. I can get my own phones ringing,
Mm. Fact.
right?
Yeah.
And this was the end of 2017, 2018. And I
Mm-hmm.
said to myself, I got to get back in the studio.
Mm.
And I started working on a project. And a lot of it was like about what was going on and what had happened, you know. And I put
Mm-hmm.
that project out, and immediately I'm like back in hustle mode. Like I know how to work this. I know how to do this. You know, I'm in this time. I'm reading books. I'm reading the business of music. You know, I'm reading the art of war. You know, like things like
Yeah.
that. 48 laws of power. Like I'm
That's
reading these books and I'm sitting there like, wait a minute, young. Everybody, we all have this game figured out.
yeah.
You know, I'm like one message that stuck out to me was the universe
Mm-hmm.
understanding its power and
Yeah.
understanding that nothing that happens has anything to do directly with you. And if you can understand that,
What? Nothing directly has anything.
nothing that happens to you has anything to do directly with you. Meaning, you have a bad day, take me for instance, me getting shot, you
Uh-huh.
know, these things wasn't because of something that I was doing right or wrong. It was because the universe had already happened on for somebody else, and
Mm.
that course of that course of that whatever happened in this universe led to me, and me being shot led to something else happening for other people and to other people. You see what I'm saying? And this
Yeah.
universe has a ripple effect that we just have to embrace and move along with and accept, as opposed to becoming stagnant and stuck, which gets weird because I know it's hard when we start
Mm-hmm.
asking ourselves, I want to be on, I want to be successful, I want to be, like I said, we all want the same thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's amazing we don't want to say we took the same way to get there.
Right.
And usually it's because if I tell my story to everyone right now, they automatically think, "Oh man, do I have to get shot in that shit? I don't want to go that way, right?" And it's like, no, no, no. I'm telling you my story because there's a path. You don't have to get shot now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know what's up. Like, you know. I didn't know, but that's the path. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe you do. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
don't know. But whatever the universe has for you has nothing to do directly for you, because you have a goal and you have a purpose that you've already set in your mind that has to happen. And if you get out of your mind that I have to be first, I have
Mhm.
to be a leader,
Mhm.
because what I want y'all to look up, what is a leader and what is the act to lead. And these are things that I would implore y'all to really look up, because if we live our life by definition, which we have to,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? If we
Yeah.
we want to just start making up things, then hey, all right, I'm going into the bank tomorrow, guys, and see
Mhm.
what I can do, making up things, right? But I'm
Yeah.
talking about by mere definition of things, being a leader, the act of leading is bad. We're all put in this world for different reasons. But go ahead, look up leader and lead, Jezebel.
Hold on, y'all. Are you serious?
And yeah,
What do you think it's a
yeah.
bad thing?
Look them up. Look them up. Take a second. Take a second.
All right, let's go with
Go
Miriam.
look up lead first. Look up lead first.
Well, okay. All right. I'm going to get the Merriam Webster.
Yes.
All right, so definition of lead. There's 5 entries here. So it's a transitive verb and it means to guide on a way, especially by going in advance. To direct on a course or in a direction. To serve as a channel. To go through. To direct the operations, activity, or performance of. To have charge of. To suggest the answer desired by asking leading to go ahead of, to be first in, among, to have a margin over, to bring to some conclusion or condition, uh, to lie, run, or open in a specified place or direction. Uh,
Hmm. And look up leader.
okay, later.
And
Y'all.
like I want y'all to like really focus on these definitions, because they're very interesting, and like how they're worded is very specific.
Okay. All right. So many definitions here. Okay, definition of leader: something that leads, such as a primary or terminal shoot of a plant. Leaders, dots or hyphens. Something for guiding fish into a trap.
Mm-hmm.
A short length of material for attaching the end of a fishing line to lure a hook. Something that ranks first, a blank section at the beginning or end of a reel of a film or recorded tape. A person who leads, such as a guide, conductor, a person who directs a military force or unit, a person who has commanding authority or influence, a principal officer of a British political party, a party member chosen to manage party activities in a legislative body. Um, you want me to keep going? A horse
No,
placed
we
in advance of other horses of a team.
so
Okay, guys.
so if
Look
like
at the
to get
school.
where I'm going with that is, all of these things are things that simply have that do not exist anymore. The ways of like, no one, dictatorships, leaders, things like that, people that want you to follow their way and things like that, those those don't exist anymore, because we've lost our followers. we've lost all leaders because we've lost all followers. Everyone wants to do their own thing.
That I,
Everyone is everyone is on their own path.
that's
And
true.
it's like it's funny how I said to lead fish in a trap.
Yeah.
There's another saying, there's another definition. I think it's like animals, the leader of a pack, to lead animals to walk in a pack, like that, right?
Um.
And these are all instincts that we know. I mean, people don't like to be associated no more with animal instincts, with instincts that make that made and molded this world. The
Mhm.
hunger, I mean, like I said, like there are people that are openly willing to say, "I don't want to be successful. I don't want anything."
Yeah.
But they play multiplayer games online all day, and they kirk at the screen when they lose, uh, or, or 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 they just get up and go to work every day,
Mhm.
or whatever they do. They get up every day. Hell, you don't want to be successful. What you get up for? You
That's
don't
true.
want anything. Why get up? Just lay down. Whatever.
That's true.
Now, Jezebel,
Yes,
did
sir.
you see Versus?
No, I didn't do anything besides drink. I just got sober from like an
Yeah.
8 day drinking binge. So, um,
Well.
no,
You
I
did it.
don't need to go to AA. Okay, you guys, I have self control. I haven't had a drink in 2 days.
It
Okay.
was only 8 days of drinking. If you hit 9, I would have recommended AA as well. But while you were drinking and celebrating,
Uh-huh.
SWV and Escape were doing verses.
Okay.
Now, everybody knows how I feel about the versus platform. I mean, big waste of a couple hours, right?
Yeah.
My wife loves it,
Wait,
so
wait. I
yeah,
didn't agree to
yeah.
that.
No. My wife loves it, so I actually get stuck watching it all the time. But
Hmm.
this one was interesting because ladies, y'all really showed up to do nothing. I think maybe the check didn't clear until halftime. But these ladies sat on the couches like they was in VIP all night. And I guess our Instagram messages got to them because
Uh-huh.
midway through they decided to stand up and actually stop sitting down. And then somewhere along the line, someone had a genius idea. Hey girls, we have the mics in our hand. Let's use them to sing. So it was definitely the best lip syncing battle ever. I felt like they could have just jumped up there with the DJs and did one of those scenes from one of my favorite movies, Above the Rim. I'm sorry, that's not Above the Rim. Juice, when Q was in his battle, on his DJ battle, and the other DJ was on the other side, and they was just spinning, go. They could have just did that. Probably would have been better than them actually getting up there and sitting down the whole time. So
Really?
that's
I mean, but they're old.
yeah, that's the same thing I said, which also is why I don't like the versus platform. But they know older than they're not as old as Mr. Isley and them. And they was up there just shaking those old knees and getting down, And that was a really, really good show. Now look, Jezebel, you remember when I told everybody invest in yourself, don't talk to me about Dogecoin and Bitcoin and coin and whatever coin and Samoan coins. Well, Elon Musk, the inventor of this Dogecoin crap, he gets on Saturday Night Live and tells all his people, don't invest in Dogecoin. It's too volatile right now. Don't do it. He says it's a risky stock. It's to think of it in terms of gambling. You might have some fun for a minute, but you're probably about to lose a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Researchers found that only 4% of Americans have invested in any type of cryptocurrency. Now, this made me feel good, Jezebel. This is why. Because I read this and I said it's like gambling, which is something that I told everyone. But then it said only 4% of Americans have invested in any type of cryptocurrency. And I felt like the most popular celebrity in the world because I happen to have all of them on my Facebook. All 4%. Because everyone on my Facebook page has cryptocurrency. Everyone. And it's
Mm-hmm.
amazing because I was like, hey man, don't do it. No, no, no. If you want to invest in something, invest in yourself. Get a company. Get some stocks in your company. Make that, blah, blah, blah. Everyone's like, no, that's stupid. No, 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 no. Now, they took a 30% hit, and I was like, interested. But I really like the fact that I follow everyone because I think I follow 4% of the world on America because everyone on my Facebook is saying that they have Bitcoin, Dogecoin, and that they're millionaires. I have three guys that have actually told me that they have become thousandaires and millionaires. Now, I know that they're lying, right? But I implore them to stop it because no one believes it. And is this a certain amount of stuff that we just be able to read from the pros? I also like to let everyone know that this is a white man's game. And if there's only 4% of Americans that are actually investing into it, I reckon that 80% of them are probably black.
Eight.
And yeah, probably 80. Probably 80% are black. And then it's probably like 10% are probably like Hispanic and Chinese. And then it's probably like 2% are white.
Why do you think that?
Well, because me personally understanding how and why cryptocurrency was created, right? Now, a lot of people are going to challenge me on this, and I really don't care, right? But I'm going to tell you my story of how I heard cryptocurrency came to be. And I like to start off all my stories with the loose saying, Jezebel, allegedly. But this is what I heard. So, all these rich people, Mr. Warren Buffett called them all to the table. And this is right around the time when the market was really about to crash. Cash was becoming worthless. Credit was becoming bad. And the market needed to do something. So all of these people that were really rich, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates type Africans and people that are not even in this country, the African kings and stuff like that, people
Mm-hmm.
that like for real, not us. They all said, how can we save our money? Well, Warren Buffett said, allegedly, because I don't want to say Mr. Buffett said these things, but allegedly Mr. Buffett said, well, let's tell them that there's a thing called cryptocurrency. And cryptocurrency is going to be every time a wild transaction goes down online, there's
Mm-hmm.
little coins that we can take before it goes to the other server, right?
Okay.
So it's like you see these fees when you buy things now, and it's like $3.99 tax fee, but then $3.99 and $59.99 ain't $64.60. You like something ain't right here, but you just hit that button anyway because most of us don't pay that attention, right? But that's cryptocurrency and how it's created. Little bits of coins taken from a penny, half a penny, a point of a penny, and they all used and they hid because millions of people are using this. But then they said this isn't fast enough. How can we do it faster? Well, let's put it out to the world. Let's tell all the people that if you put your money in here, it's gonna double and flip and triple, and you'll be able to see it double and trip and flip and do all this dumb stuff, right?
Right.
But we understand how that works. If me and you put in $100, now our net worth is $200. We get two other people to put in $200. Now our net worth is $800. And
Mm-hmm.
we get two more people to do it, we've reached 1,000 and 1,000,000 by if we keep on building these people to do it. But at the end of the day, it's crypto, right? It doesn't.
Yeah,
It doesn't. All of you are not going to take it out at the same time.
that's true.
Some of you people are going to look at it and want it to really go ham. So we're going to use it and be able to play with it. That's our money now. That when we're able to do what we need to do, that's our money. And when too many of you, and I want to say you, too many of you start to take out, too many of you start to want to cash out, we crash it real quick. So it's not worth anything. So when you thought you won, up, boo. And the crazy part is there's nobody to just tell you like, hey, tomorrow, Bitcoin going down tomorrow, or um, this other thing dodgy going down tomorrow. You got to
Mm-hmm.
sit there like a zombie to the market, right? And watch it like, oh, it's going up, buy, 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 it's going down, hold on, should I sell, not yet, not yet. I'm gonna wait an hour, I'm gonna wait a minute, I'm gonna wait an hour. All the
Yeah.
while, all the while, now you done turned into a zombie stock trader for the stock market that's failing and need to find a way to come back. And you're home, they're giving you money, and you're taking that money and you're saying, I'm gonna buy some stocks and
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna play the rich man's game and be a part. And I look at y'all and I'm like, what the hell are y'all doing, man? Like, why haven't you started your own company?
Mm-hmm.
Why haven't you put yourself in a position to build your own stocks? I don't
Yeah.
really care what you do with your business. I don't really care. But I'm just saying, like, this is hilarious because 4% of Americans have invested in any type of cryptocurrency. And I'm blessed to have all the old guys that have done it on my Facebook. So I mean, yeah, the head investor is all wait, is always the head investor is always in charge, bro. I mean, that's just like it's just like what you mean. Nah, listen, you definitely know that I don't expose anybody, but you just expose yourself. Go ahead and I'm gonna call you after the end, man. Call me after the end. So look though, I'm gonna tell y'all one thing, right? The GOAT, the GOAT got two more albums coming. Two more albums. Tupac, Tupac got two more albums. And all I'm waiting,
Tupac,
all
I thought Tupac passed away.
nah,
Or
that's allegedly. Say allegedly. You gotta say allegedly.
allegedly was killed.
Yeah, so he's dropping two more albums, and I actually trying to get a sneak peek at the album, and I'm hearing guys that he has auto tune. So I'm trying to tell y'all, Pop is not dead. If I hear one track with the new cadence from Tupac, that is going into the vault. That is going in my vault. Okay. So I wanted to let everybody know, be on the lookout for the Pac new album, and he got two about to drop, and that is what we call GOAT status, real life GOAT status. Hey Jezebel, what's some pet peeves that you have?
Actually, some pet peeves is one of your points on here. Looking at my notes. Professionalism and
Mm.
buying black.
Mm.
So I was at a restaurant on my birthday in Atlanta, and okay, granted, I ain't had my ID. So my cousin had ordered two drinks. The guy comes over there and he's like, she's ordering two drinks, and he's like, yeah, he takes her order, and before he walks off, he's like, um, don't give her one of your drinks, or else you'll get me in trouble or whatever. And so
Mm.
then he walks off. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, that was so unnecessary because I never asked for a drink. So what makes you think that one of those drinks was for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Granted, okay, so he walks off, and he's like, before all of that, he's like, you don't have no silverware. So then he walks off, and then he comes back, and I'm brewing, and I'm like, okay, he's gone for like 5 minutes, and I'm like, okay, you're so worried about me having a drink that you didn't even bring my silverware. Where's my silverware? He's like, what'd he say? He was like, I'll just get you another server, and walks off.
Mm.
So I'm like, okay, I'm mad at this point because I'm like, who you talking to? Like, would you have felt discomfortable talking to somebody else like that? Like, or
Mm-hmm.
did you
Nope.
feel comfortable talking to me? Like, what was your? He had an attitude the whole time, and we didn't even do nothing to you, right? So that's just one instance that I'm,
Mm.
professionalism with black people. Like, don't just snap on me. Like, you could have been like, "Oh, my bad, ma'am. Let me go get your silverware."
Right.
But you already like from the get go had an attitude when she ordered 2 drinks. Now you frustrated with us. So another thing, supporting and buying black, right? I don't mind supporting black people and buying, stuff or whatever. But for some reason, like it just seems like y'all prices just be outrageous, right? I
Yep.
understand that some people go and buy Gucci and Louis and all of that other shit, but you forgot about the people that shop at Rainbow. Okay, that's black that may want to support you. So when you selling t-shirts and stuff like that for like $80, and then you mad that can't nobody support you, like really look at the economy in your area and what people make. Like where are you selling
Mm.
your stuff at? Like I'm not saying that you should be cheaper, but at the same time, where are the clothing brands that selling shirts for $20, $25? Like
Correct.
everybody's shirts is starting at $40, $45. Like who can really, but you want your people to support you, but your people ain't making that money.
And it's amazing that black people are hilarious with that because why do you feel if a Gucci shirt is $100, which is Gucci has a standing long term time frame in this fashion industry, why do you think that your new should charge the same price for Gucci's and then market to people who don't wear Gucci? And if a person wears Gucci, why should they stop wearing Gucci to support you because you're black?
Yeah, that that shit ain't right. It's annoying. I definitely ain't with the overpriced shit. Like, fuck that shit. Where success go? Yeah.
Now, I literally have the worst internet service I think down here in Atlanta. This
That's
AT
a,
and T is horrible, horrible. But that's one thing that we don't offer. We gotta change this mentality. I saw this post and the lady was saying that that was one of her pet peeves as well, and she's tired of black businesses attacking her because she gets her nails done at a Chinese restaurant. I mean, at a Chinese place,
Chinese place.
as opposed to from her friends who does it. And she made mention to the understaff, the lack of ability to be able to run it and do what you got to do. A lot of it, a lot of them, I think they think that it's classy to say appointments only. You got to book me. I think they think it's classy to say I'm booked. It's like they're like I'm booked, I'm busy. I think that's classy. Um, and that's amazing. That's that whole mentality that I was saying that takes us way out of our realms when we say that we want to be business people. Because it's just like with artists that come on and be like, I want to own all my masters and all my pub and I want to do all my shit and I'm the boss and I'm blue blue blue. But then you ask them, all right, well, how much you spending? How much you paying your video man? I ain't shooting no videos. Why not? I'm gonna buy a camera and try to find somebody to shoot them for free. Well, good luck with that.
Mm.
Good luck with that. We
Not
we
another thing that got me my bad because you got me mad right now, especially as the beauty supply stores, right? But I talked to somebody about this. So like the products at black beauty supply or black owned beauty supply stores are way more than at the Asian ones, right? And in my head, I'm like, okay, like why are you guys like really doing overcharging people for
Right.
stuff? Someone said to me, they was like, well, they're not getting it at a good price, so like maybe they're paying
Exactly.
higher than others, so maybe that's why they go about it that way.
Correct. Well,
Um,
see, the thing about it is, again, it's back to this. It's back
I,
to the main. It's back to the main thing of structuring and setting your foundation. Right. It's everything that we talk about today is going to always go back to that main thing. Seem like the foundation, because Asian restaurants, what they do, they set up a chain manufacturing distribution with the companies, and they know these are going to sell, these units are going to sell, and when they sell, you're going to get your money. But these companies that just be like, oh, I can do this too. Everybody wants to come to me anyway. What do? They go out and they buy them in bulk. They spend all their money in bulk. Whereas though, I work for a company as a GM, and this is where I learned my business understanding of how things work. Whenever they needed soda, we just fill out an order form. Whenever they needed candy, we'd fill out an order form.
mm-hmm,
Candy'd come, soda come, everything would come, food, everything, supplies. When they got there wasn't no one ever handing out money.
mm-hmm.
There was an invoice given
Yep,
and a bill taken up.
yep.
But now I watch a lot of us start clothing companies and stuff like that. And I have been a general manager and a loss prevention manager at clothing stores, and it works the same way. These boxes come in, and they take the inventory, and they say, okay, such and such sent us 30 shoes, such and such sent us 100 shoes, such and such sent us 10 shirts, 20 shirts this style, 50 shirts this style. This is the invoice. Bam, I'll take is that, I'll take is this. But y'all don't do that research. Y'all just go out and y'all spend your money and you say, I gotta make my money back. I gotta make my money back. You know? and
Yeah.
it's and I like the people that say, nah, I'm trying to double my money. Right? Because what I understand about those people is, A, you never met a hustler,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't understand the game of business.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's not about doubling your money. It's about making more than you put out and going back and being able to go back. So if a shirt is maybe $16, I get you selling it for $20, maybe $25. You
$25.
know what I'm saying? You make about $6 a t-shirt. That's cool. That's good money. You know what I'm saying? Because a good hustler, and I shouldn't be teaching y'all this game like this, but a good hustler understands, like, hey man, even if I break down and try to make me as much as I can out of a whole elbow, that's dirty talk. You know, that's crazy talk. But if I try to break that down, I may make about $4,000. You know, and even if I paid 2,500 back for it, cool. But now we all know that guy is the nickel and dime guy. He's the
Mm-hmm.
guy you call when you need. Man, let me get a little dime, right? But
Yeah.
then we know the real guy. He may make $100 flip, whatever. He don't care,
Mm-hmm.
because if he made 10 of them, then he made 1,000.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't have to double my money because I'd have made 1,000 while you made 2,000 in a month. I'd have made 3,000, 4,000 in a month, because I'd have went back a lot of times, because I'm not thinking about the big game. I'm thinking about all these little small ones that add up to more than that.
Yep.
So we get into our mindset. A lot of things we gotta take from the streets and take from the streets, man. The streets just teach us more than what we want to acknowledge and admit to. But this is definitely going to be a great topic, because I'm going to continue this on the show next week, because this time it's time for the Huffinton Post. And I got to get this out, y'all. So I traveled just outside of Atlanta. I went just outside of Atlanta. I went outside the limits, y'all. I went to a county called Fayette County. And Fayette County is not Atlanta. It's actually not a part of the Atlanta counties. It is just Georgia. And I was impressed by the smell of the content, The tree was definitely, it smelled good. It looked good. But guys, I gotta tell y'all, it was nothing to it.
Mm.
I mean, it was bad. I smoked an ounce in like 2 days because it wasn't right. And I was mad about that, guys. Like, I mean, I looked at it, I smelled it, and it was pressure through the bag. It was like, go ahead, give me another half. That's
Mm.
how I felt. Give me another half. And the minute I freaking cracked it open, I knew. I knew it. Now, one thing this guy did to me, not this guy that I got this from, but this other guy down here, he did to me. He called me and said, "Hey, bro, can you take me to go get some trees?" And I said, "Well, shit, sure. What do I get out of it?" He said, "Well, I'll throw you something out of it. I'll throw you a dub, and I'll give you a couple of grams out of it." I said, "Shit, give me a dub of gas and a couple of grams. All right, shit, I'll run you. No problem. No sweat, my pet." And we get home, we get back. I get home. He calls me, say, "Yo, bro, can you run me back over there?" I say, "What's wrong? Was it not right? Was it weight not right?" He said, "Nah, I don't want it. I'm gonna make him give me my money back." I said, "Oh, y'all do that in Atlanta?" I said, I
Do
said you
that
can.
anywhere.
I said you can pull back up. You can
You got
pull
a
back up and get.
to?
You can pull back up and get your money back. He said, "Yeah, I'm gonna pull back up and get my money back." I said, "I gotta see this." So I ran him back over there. He did it.
Yeah.
So when that happened to me in Fayette County, I wanted to use that card that this guy, that my friend in Atlanta told me that was able to be done in Atlanta, right? We obviously could go back. And that's when I learned that Fayette County is not Atlanta.
What the fuck happened, Six?
He he told me, he said that's maybe that shit they do in Atlanta, but they don't do that in Fayette County. We don't do that in Fayette County. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I was just asking because one of my friends told me that he was able that in Atlanta you can take it back if you don't like it. And now, like, it's funny because you think to get the gun down here, but down here you
They
see
got
the
them.
extended clips out their bags, out their man purses and things like that. So the last thing you really want to do is address them aggressively. So I'm not gonna have a King Von. I'm not gonna have a King Von situation on me. So I smoked the whole ounce. I smoked it. I'm not gonna lie. I smoked it. I finished it, and I won't go into that area anymore and grab any. But you know, I've shopped with him before, and it was usually pretty good. I'm just gonna give him a pass on this one, and we're gonna I'm gonna report back in 2 weeks. You guys know my rule: 14 days. You got 14 days to get it straight fed. Now I know that ain't your usual. That ain't usually how you do. And I know I was deceived by the smell and everything, but the next time I will only be grabbing a small quantity, hitting it first, and then if I like it, I'll be back. It doesn't matter how much it costs me, but I will be doing that. So that is my Huffinton Post. I'll let y'all know in 2 weeks.
Have you ever threw weed in the trash?
Yes, I had some weed in the Poconos, Jezebel. So bad. Ask me how bad was it?
How
I
bad
threw it
was
off the balcony. And I wanted to go right up on the dude and still him in the face. Now, see, in the Poconos, you know it ain't no gangsters up there. So I felt awfully comfortable with going back up to that gas station and punching that guy in the mouth. But I was like, you know what? You ever smoked some weed that made you want to commit a murder? That made you mad? That's how I
it?
felt about that weed. I was like, young, oh my God. I was like, where's my super suit? I grabbed that shit and I threw it right over the balcony. And let me tell y'all, some of y'all say you threw it over the balcony in a bag, big deal. No, it was thunderstorming. I was at the gas station, saw him, bought the trees from him. Wasn't a big deal because I brought some with me, but I just like to support the yokels. So I supported, grabbed up something, got to the hotel, It was still pouring down thunder and lightning, and I just took that trash and I threw it in the rain where it belonged. I gave it back to the earth, and that's what I said. I will never ever buy that again. You?
Yeah, I had to throw some weed in the trash this weekend.
Whew.
Okay. I smelt it. I was like, I'm not even gonna. I broke the bud, smelt it. I said, you know what? Put that shit. Let me just throw it in the trash because, and I'm not rich, but I wasn't smoking that shit. Fuck.
No, don't. You can't. Listen, one thing that I've learned in my quest to test, in my quest to test, I have subjected my lungs to a lot of different strands and some huff and more than enough. But y'all gotta understand, I do this for y'all. I do this for y'all. And I understand that growers are different. So when I name strands, it wouldn't be fair because you may have got it from a different grower. But what I can tell y'all is areas to be aware of. And if you get down there and you get some huff, you can say, I told you so. If you
Mhm.
get down there and you find some gas, you can tell me what area you it is. That's how we work together, like a team. We help each other. We help each other. Now, like you said about black businesses, Jezebel, I agree. They got to definitely get that professionalism up, the quality up, and maybe, just maybe, y'all got to start supporting the people more.
Yeah.
Y'all don't understand. A lot of these big clothing companies, how they got big, they supported the people. Start
Mhm.
with the schools, start with the youth, find
Yeah.
community projects, find causes, and give away stuff. Get people caring and get people thinking about stuff. Y'all gotta stop jumping in business to line your pockets because there's people that actually people line each other's pockets by expanding them. You know, you don't line your pockets. So
Mhm.
you have to understand like that's called staffs, people, brand ambassadors, people that just do free promo, whatever the case may be. I mean, y'all don't never know who looking and who doing whatever they gotta do, man. But one thing I'm saying, y'all gotta learn how to support everything. You know what I'm saying? Now we went out a little bit, so my show is off a little bit, right? But this was my question. Someone asked me, how do I get sponsorship? And do we have enough time for me to answer that?
Yeah.
So I want to explain to y'all how I went about getting sponsorship because I don't know how everyone else gets a sponsorship, but we all see things that we like. We all have things that we use every day. My idea to you, or my advice to you, if you want sponsorship, is go after the things that you use every day. Go for the people that you use every day. If you want clothing sponsorships, that's more simpler than it looks. First, you have to be someone that's worth sponsoring. That means active in your community, that means active on your scene and what you do. I'm not talking about no getting that. Now, sorry, people, if you just get up and go to work, this is not for you. Okay, you, my friend, will have to purchase gear always. I'm talking about the people who get up every day. You have to make yourself active and more so approachable and lookable, where people are always seeing you. So I mean, like, even if you are a vlogger, if you vlogging all day long and you walking around Walmarts and you walking around stores and you shopping or you do cooking or whatever, right? Mostly artists and things like that are a lot of the people that get sponsors because we're always on the road. We're always talking to people. Someone say, "Oh, where's that shirt?" We tell them, like I say, "Hey, sex sells clothing." You know what I'm saying? Go order it. Y'all see, I always wear it. Tell you go to the padapparel.com. Now y'all can go to my website, Sixxcess.com, and get a lot of merch. You know what I'm saying? But that's how we get sponsorship because it's called showing love, right? By you going out to your community and you working in your community and you putting people in position and you helping people get in position and you being this beacon and this light. What
Mhm.
happens is this company sees it. And because you become a beacon and a light in your community and what you do,
Mhm.
they want to help you shine in their year. or in their light. They want to help you shine in their way.
Yeah.
So it's all about showing love, making yourselves approachable, getting out in your communities and working your communities, getting out on your scenes and working your scenes, and being active and vigilant, and also supporting the brands that you want to support you. I mean, if
Yep.
you want a clothing line to sponsor you, share their stuff, post their stuff. Even if you're not in it, talk about it. You know, I mean, hey, that's just how I did it. Hey, so I just wanted to answer that question because I do see a lot of artists. Like it's really me now. I really only buy clothes when I'm geeking for something red, and I realize a lot of people don't really like making a lot of red stuff. But me, when I'm geeking for something red, I'm gonna hit the malls. Got it. Like if I buy something, it's definitely red. So pretty much anything red, I bought. Like, everybody
Yeah.
put me in different colors, but I actually love this shirt when I saw it on Facebook, and I said, "Yo, if y'all gonna start a cannabis segment, y'all can't go 420 friendly and not have me in it, right?"
Mm.
So, yeah. That's how you get sponsorship, y'all. That's how you build your brand. And that's how you do your thing. So, Jezebel, what what you got coming up?
Pretty much six. We just trying to gear up for this next showcase. Definitely artists, if you are tired of paying to perform and you want to get paid to perform, then just watch out because the ads are coming soon. Flyers should be out by the end of the week. We should have a date for you, but definitely tap in. Because it's gonna be another We Lit DMV showcase. That's it.
Now, now, I definitely need to get some info on that. I gotta tell y'all something early and often. I will be back home at the end of June for a couple of weeks now.
Okay.
My album drops on June 6th. Um, and for real, I'm gonna be home for a couple of weeks, and then from there, I'm going down to Miami, right?
Okay.
So I'm gonna be trying to pop off, like I'm gonna be popping off some big stuff. I didn't want to really tell a lot of people too early, too often, but now since I am coming home, you know what I'm saying. I want to. We got to get the ball rolling on this, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to definitely be popping down Miami at the end of July, and anybody that's a music head or anybody that's like hip to the scene, y'all Google what's happening in Miami the end of July, and you'll find out what's popping off down here. Because I ain't gonna say nothing to y'all until
It's
end of
DC
June.
takeover, y'all.
Yeah, we definitely taking over everything. We definitely taking over
In
everything,
case y'all
right?
ain't know.
So y'all definitely Google what's popping if y'all don't know. And what's gonna happen is we all gonna glow up, right? Because we got a lot of work to do. But I want to put together a nice. I want to put together a nice album release. I want to get with a couple of artists, not a lot of y'all. I'm sorry, young. Maybe only three of y'all. For real. I'm serious. I might only select three artists to be on that show. But we're gonna do something
Mhm.
trippy, something big. And I'm trying to find an artist. I need to find an artist to take with me down to Miami. We're gonna be down there for 3 days, right? So I need to find somebody that's like, yeah, like trying to like glow up too. Like, so we're gonna do some crazy shit when I come home. And of course, more leading up to that, I'm gonna let y'all know what's going on. But as of right now, that's all you needs to know. So Jezebel,
Six. Another good Monday. Thank everyone
yes,
for watching. Thank you guys for your support. And
yes, as always. And at this time, I know y'all flicking off those ashes, throwing those roaches in the ashtray, and looking at those blunts like it's time to roll another one. Cause I know I am, and we out.
bye, y'all.